it made me so angry because like, how predatory is it to plug your MLM to your students and then try to get them to join so you can make money off us when we're already struggling to pay student loans? She goes, well, she sent me an email using the university email system, okay? She sent me an email, and I have the email right here. And she went back and she found it because it was from 2017. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing another anti-MLM video. So as many of you guys know, graduation season is upon us. A lot of you guys are graduating from college. Congratulations. My husband actually just graduated college too. So I feel like this is a good time to make this video. You know, now more than ever, as people go out into the world, they graduate college, they've got mounds and mounds of student debt. They're trying to find a good job to repay that student debt. It's important that you're not signing up for an MLM, obviously. So I wanted to make this video highlighting a really, really bad situation with a professor at an accredited university, and kind of just be wary. Like, use this as kind of a cautionary tale to be alert, know what the signs are if somebody is going to approach you for an MLM. Don't let yourself fall for some of the fallacies that are present with this sort of dynamic, because this is not the only professor that I've seen, believe it or not. And this is not the only teacher that I've seen join an MLM and kind of, you know, act inappropriately. It's a mess, okay? So we're gonna go through all of it. If you guys like these kind of videos, like, make sure you like, subscribe, share, all of that stuff. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, let's just get into this video. Let me give you kind of this, the LinkedIn, the Spark Notes of who this person is. So this is a, believe it or not, a marketing professor at a 4-year accredited university where it costs thousands upon thousands of dollars, even more so if you're out of state, to go there. It's a mess. So, you know, let's start with this, because, you know, we're going to get into all the like inappropriate messaging and all of that stuff. But I think what we need to really just start and point out, like, as it is, because this is, there's a problem, and then there's a really big problem of just going above and beyond, okay? The initial problem is having a professor who is selling Monat. You know, you would hope that those professors would be able to do research and would be able to hopefully recognize a scam when they see one, hopefully recognize a bad business opportunity when they see one, hopefully be able to look at, you know, statistics, you know, sources, and understand that there's certain things in life that you just don't do. And one of those things is joining a pyramid scheme. What makes matters worse, though, is that this is a marketing professor. Now, a lot of the time, if you watch her videos, and I'll show a couple clips in a second, but she'll refer to herself as like a marketing expert and a marketing professor. And like, it's kind of like an appeal to authority type of situation. She's obviously setting up for whatever she says after that, it's going to be true because she's a marketing expert, a marketing professor. Okay. So just be wary of those two things. The marketing professor thing is just amazing to me. What's really bad about this is that in the message that was initially sent to me, I found out that her class that she teaches at this university is a required class for marketing or marketing majors or business students. I'm pretty sure it's the whole shebang. But this is a required course that you have to take. So you're paying money to take this course. So let me first show you, there's definitely some videos that I think are concerning that I just kind of want to show you, because I think what we need to first kind of debunk and tackle is the idea that this is even a professor. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't even seem real that somebody who's teaching marketing would fall for something like this and would simultaneously kind of be promoting it and having this underlying language of like, guys, you need to start a side hustle. You need to have this backup plan. You need to be a girl boss. You need to be this, that, and the other thing. And teaching these things, honestly, to her class. I just want to show you this kind of video to get kind of an understanding of what I'm talking about and who this person is and what they sound like and probably what they're sort of passing along to other people. Okay, this is on her personal business account Instagram that I found.
Good morning. My name is Hi, hello. I am a marketing professor. I host the podcast. In addition to working within the direct sales industry with Monat, let's have a little quick PSA, if you will. Hi, Shailene is here. Little quick public service announcement for all of you guys tuning in regards to your hair. The Grow Your Hair Out sale was extended through today. So if you are looking to grow more, you're losing your hair, postpartum hair loss, God forbid, cancer, chemo, anything making your hair fall out or not growing as long as you want it to, get with me today. You have one more day.
It's disgusting. So not only is she preying on students, which by the way, we're going to get to in a little bit. Don't worry, it's going to blow your mind. But she's preying on now people who have chemotherapy, people going through chemotherapy, people going through postpartum hair loss. These are really devastating things. It's like she's making these claims. Once again, it's like it just kind of a nod to this is a marketing professor, question mark. So she's making these claims like, okay, it's going to cure your postpartum hair loss. I'll show you another video where she says it too. It's going to cure postpartum hair loss. It cured my hair. It'll cure chemotherapy hair loss. Guys, if there was a hair solution, if there was a cure to baldness, okay, if there was a cure to hair loss, wouldn't we all know about it by now? Wouldn't every man in the entire world be using that product by now? Probably. Nobody's running to grab Monat off the shelves. It's not even in stores. Nobody even cares about it because it actually, in fact, has caused many people to lose their hair. Just saying these things with no real evidence of that is, once again, very questionable, especially coming from a marketing professor. There's nobody who would be more well equipped to find this kind of data, have access to this kind of statistical data to back up their points than I would imagine, a marketing professor at a large four-year university. But let's continue the video. There's definitely more to be said here.
4 products for the price of 1 product. Okay. So 4 products for $70. It is amazing. So many of you guys snapped that up over the weekend. Congrats to you. So that's your little public service announcement in regards to your hair. Got it? Be excited. Send me some hearts for this. We are going to dive into some business chat. Okay. Let's do this. So you have a lot of friends social selling on the interwebs, right? I'm sure you do. And direct sales is an amazing, amazing industry for women. I have done so many episodes about that. Again, just giving business advice in regards to this. I love a woman hustling. I love everybody on my team. I love hustling with them, but we have to kind of call something out here that's driving me a little nuts. Again, as a marketing professor, images do not sell anything. If you agree with this, please let me know. I know I'm right. Okay. I don't care if you think I'm right or wrong. I'm right.
Okay. So like I said, this is obviously an appeal to authority fallacy. This is just so wildly strange to me, just to say, I don't care what you think. I'm right about this. Okay. I'm a marketing professor. I'm right about this. And there's no backup for what she's saying. And, it's good practice to, like I said, cite a source if that's true. You have access as a marketing professor to this kind of data, or at least you should. What's strange is she's choosing to forego providing this sort of statistical evidence, this analytical component to her argument, and just saying, look, hey guys, stop posting images. It doesn't work. Okay, why doesn't it work? You're a marketing professor. This is your job. It's your whole job to collect data, then make your claims based on that data. Like I said, I'm not out here to prove that this is a bad professor. I am pointing out things that are questionable about maybe the thought process here, and things that you should look for too when anybody's speaking, honestly, especially professors, okay?
Okay, I teach this stuff all day long. I have been in fashion and beauty retail for years. I've been in healthcare for a long time. Believe me, okay? If you are spending your time in direct sales or any kind of sales, posting images of your product all day long on Instagram, it doesn't matter, Twitter, it doesn't matter where it's at, it's not gonna sell you a thing. What sells is a story. What sells is what we call social proof, other people having success with what you sell, with what you represent. You have to solve a problem. You have to solve a problem.
I just wanted to kind of point this out, but also what social proof, I don't necessarily think, and maybe I could be wrong here, that social proof is people who work for the company. I would consider that to probably be a conflict of interest, and I would think something like that would not be useful data. okay? It's clouded with bias. It's just kind of a tactless, I think, video, especially coming from somebody who's a marketing professor. I don't know. Okay, so let me show you one more video where she's kind of making some wild claims, in my opinion, and then we'll move on to another point.
What if you could get a share of Apple's business at the 4-year mark today? You would do it. You would do it. So those numbers aren't bad, right? 40 million a quarter. That's not bad. It's shampoo. Everybody buys shampoo. It's not a scary product. All right. So from my heart, please get with me. If you are maybe you're trying to adopt a baby, this could help. Maybe you're struggling with infertility and you have to have treatments. This can help you. Maybe you just want to go on vacation. Maybe you want a little extra money and you're a stay-at-home mom. This is big, big extra money. All right. So get so excited, get so pumped up. I hope I've answered some of your questions. I'm getting a lot of questions in the DM. So I hoped to just lay it out here in this video. If you still have questions, send me a DM. Do not miss out on this. Don't say I didn't warn you. Okay. This opportunity is now live now through June is when it closes. So you have to get in quick and set the ground, right? Set the pace for running for that to get up to 3 shares, more money, right? So thanks so much for watching. Get with me with questions.
So, this is just kind of like everything aside, just no. Let's not use a pyramid scheme company where people are going to lose money and say, hey, you know what? Use this for your infertility treatments. And, you can use this money if you want to adopt a kid. And use this money if you're going through chemotherapy and you need the extra cash. Let's not prey on people who are already in vulnerable spots and probably struggling financially because of whatever it is, trials and tribulations of their life. Let's not do that, okay? Let's not do that. Let's not be predatory at all. All right, enough. Let's get into some more, troubling issues. So what initially came to me was this DM from one of her former students. So I'm going to read that to you now, and we're going to really start getting into the bad stuff, okay? If it wasn't bad enough. She says, I have some annoying Monat tea I need to spill, and you are more than welcome to use it in one of your future anti-MLM videos. So she says, I just graduated with my marketing degree from blank university in May, and my junior year, I took one of the required marketing classes with my professor, blank. During the class, she basically plugged her own Instagram and was like, you guys totally don't have to follow me, but I'd love to be connected with you, which I feel like is kind of weird for a professor, but I liked her and I felt like it could get me a couple brownie points. So I followed her and realized she sold Monat. I just ignored it for the longest time, but I knew she was going to come after me at some point. Fast forward to finally graduating, I get a message from her today on Facebook that was completely unsolicited and made barely any sense. It made me so angry because, how predatory is it to plug your MLM to your students and then try to get them to join so you can make money off us when we're already struggling to pay student loans? Obviously, this is highly inappropriate. Using your students as a funnel system, a recruiting pool, is one of the grossest things that I've ever seen or heard of in a very, very long time. And I see a lot of stuff, okay? I see a lot. I just did a video of somebody preying on Crohn's disease people. So, I've seen a lot. And this is probably one of the worst things that I've seen. Also, considering, where she found them, the relationship that she's made, and then how much money these people can stand to lose when they're already in probably the worst financial position of their entire life, is right when you graduate college. You don't have a job and you are crushed by student loans from the last 4 or 5 whatever years, okay? So here's the message that she sent. And I'm actually I can't even believe that we have this message, but this is the message from Facebook. So she sent kind of a voice message, which is something that a lot of the MLM Huns do, it's a creepy, but I think that they think they're being more personal or something. Maybe it's easier than typing, I'm not sure. But here is the message that she sent to this former student right when she graduated.
Hey, how's it going? I know this is such a random message. I hope you're having just an amazing, amazing day, as amazing as you are. Hey, I had to just put this out there and ask if you have ever even considered at all doing what I do. I'm so obsessed. I got paid just the other day. We get paid every week. And it always makes me think about everybody needs to know about this. They need extra paydays. They wash their hair anyway, all the things. So I just have to be sure you know this opportunity is out here for you. Have you ever even considered it? I gotta know. I'm just putting it out there. Tell me, have you ever thought about it?
So, yeah. Okay. And what's ironic is that it says blank university marketing lecturer, like it's got her whole, I mean, it's her, okay? There's no, I mean, if you're worried about like, is this really her? Like, cause it does seem unbelievable. Like it really does that somebody would do this, like a professor would do this and send somebody something like that. It's insane. Like it's genuinely insane. And I can't underestimate that. What I just can't believe is sending that message. Like, how desperate do you have to be? So, you know, what really disturbs me at my core and makes me think that there's definitely more people out there, because this is not the only student, by the way, that we're going to hear from in this video. What really concerns me is that she is saying things like, hey guys, connect with me on social media. And, you know, I think we've all been there, especially if you went to college. And I think connecting with teachers is something that you definitely do want to do, especially towards the end of your career. You're like, you know, I really need to connect with these people because maybe they can write me a letter of recommendation, or, you know, they can help me find a job and place me into a job, or recommend me to this place, or help me with my application here, whatever. You know, a lot of the time, those are the only people that you really get to have help you. That's the people you knew as you went throughout the college. And sometimes you go to the college just because you want to network with some of those professors or whatever it is. So it's just disturbing to me that she's using this verbiage and that some people are messaging her. So she is kind of pulling from this group of people who are students of hers and using like her students as obviously like a pool of people that she recruits from. What I also wanted to kind of discuss before we get into to another one of her students that messaged me is just some conflict of interest things that are going on during the class. This is another thing that the same girl wrote to me. She said, I know someone that was in my class and is now a Monat Hunbot, and I wonder if blank, the professor, sucked her into it. I'll ask because we used to be pretty close until she started posting so much about Monat that I had to bounce. During the marketing class I had with her, she made us all do case studies and focus groups to find out what people are looking for in a podcast, why people listen to them, what can make them better, etc. And then she started her own podcast a few months after that. She's straight up using her class to collect market research for free and without having to work for it. Okay? So I thought this was kind of an interesting point. And I think that it definitely, you know, we've already seen some things like, hey guys, connect with me. I'd love to connect with you. I'd love to connect with you on my Instagram. Follow me on my Instagram, which was weird, I think, for a professor to say, hey, go follow me on my Instagram where I post only things about Monat. Go follow me over there. Weird. Okay. It's just inappropriate. Now we're seeing some other things here where, you know, I keep saying this word conflict of interest, but, you know, to be teaching a class, and I like we explained before, to be teaching a class and to have like these underlying ideas that direct marketing is so great and everybody should join an MLM, every girl should have a side hustle, blah, blah, blah. That's a problem. But then to also be kind of like taking advice and on how to make your business better. So she uses that podcast. I've looked into it. She uses the podcast to talk about Monat and to talk about girl boss and hustle and all that other creepy, cringy, corny, you know, like all that stuff. Okay. So she's using the class and the class feedback for her own scam business. I don't think it could get much worse. And then I even took it a step further because I was just curious, okay? Because this is a professor, and you can see feedback on certain professors on ratemyprofessor.com. So I go to Rate My Professor, and to my surprise, I saw a negative Rate My Professor review. This is what the student left. They said, awful. They would not take the course again. And this is they took, by the way, she's teaching a marketing 300 level class or 3000 level class, which is one of the higher level courses that you can take. But it said, this teacher will take all of your notes that you take in class specific to your learning style. You will not get these notes back as future reference. Very disappointing. So with that comment, the only reason that I'm bringing it up, because otherwise it really wouldn't matter, is only because that other student told me, hey, she used all of this information and came out with her podcast literally a month or two later. And hey, you know, she's collecting research from her students for free and using it to propel herself, or using our notes to whatever. XYZ. Why are you keeping students' notes? That's just sort of strange to me. I don't know that that's necessarily appropriate. Of course, I don't know the context of the situation of what's going on, but it does seem sort of familiar to me. So it's definitely something that you have to kind of think about and just take into consideration. Some suspicious activity going on. But I really was the last straw when I got another email from somebody else saying that they too had this professor. This is somebody that took it a completely different year than the other person that I previously mentioned, the other student. So she says, "Hey girl, I just watched your video you posted today. I swear that professor you talked about was mine too." So just for a reference, I made a Anti-Mlm fails video and I put one of the clips of that professor in a video. So sometimes I'll do that if I'm trying to get more information about somebody, is I'll just kind of put a video out there and see if anybody else kind of comes forward with more information. So that's kind of what I did, and it actually hit. So she goes, "Hey girl, just watched your video you posted today. I swear that professor you talked about was mine too." And she did the same thing to me. "Was it blank blank, the professor's name, from blank university?" And I go, "Yes, that's her." She goes, "Well, she sent me an email using the university email system." Okay. She sent me an email, and I have the email right here. And she went back and she found it because it was from 2017. And what's really, really highly inappropriate is, which we'll discuss in a second here, is it's literally using the university email, where this professor has obviously, as everybody knows that has taken a class ever, so high school included, these teachers have a directory basically where they can just pull from and be like, hey, they have everybody's email. They have every single student's email that's ever taken their class. So she's messaging her using the university email. Once again, major conflict of interest, but so highly inappropriate that I can't even believe that we have this to show you today. So I'm going to read to you the email. It looks like it's titled Career to me. And it says, "Hey blank, I have to ask, do you have your career lined up? I have an opportunity in mind for you if you're interested." Okay, so this is, it looks to me like this was the end of the December semester, because this was sent December 13th. So she maybe could have been graduating in December, or in the fall semester. I'm not really entirely sure what the situation was. However, it doesn't really matter if she was a current student or if she had graduated yet, because she's still using the university email, which is you're not supposed to do, and we'll talk about that. But she says, I'll just read it again. "I have to ask, do you have your career lined up? I have an opportunity in mind. If you're interested, night blank," and says sent from my iPhone. So she replied, and she must have said something like to the effect of, "No, I don't. I'm looking for a job. I hope I get one, blah, blah, blah," whatever. And this is what she said back. "Blank. Well, first, you will find something awesome, but I wanted to know if you have ever considered network marketing. I know you're interested in the beauty industry, and I'd love to share some options with you if you're open to it. I'm just launching my business, so could definitely answer any questions you might have about the industry. Let me know if I can help." Found in, and it says at the top of here, found in the blank inbox, which is, it correlates to the mascot of the university. Okay, so that's how I know that it's legit. Okay, so we've got some problems here, obviously. Once again, using information that you know about her that you must have only learned in class. So knowing that she's interested in the beauty industry, preying on that, preying on a student, preying on the fact that maybe she doesn't have a job lined up, trying to be the first one in the door and saying, "Hey, I know you probably don't have a job lined up. You probably just graduated or whatever. You're probably about to graduate, looking for a job, whatever it is. I have an opportunity for you." Not the first time that this professor has preyed on a student of hers, former, current, whatever it is, I'm not sure, but this is disgusting. This is beyond anything that I could even imagine. All right. Another thing that I wanted to bring up in conjunction with this idea of conflict of interest, if you ever find yourself in this particular situation as well, I'm not sure if you ever will, but I did have Interestingly enough, I have a lot of lawyers actually, in fact, that watch this channel, and they sometimes will reach out and offer to help me in certain ways on certain, topics that I'm covering. And interestingly enough, I had an attorney review the faculty handbook that would indicate that this is a conflict of interest situation, that there is some wrongdoing, at least in terms of university policies. This is under the bullet point, participation in outside work. So first of all, you do have to report it to the university, but if a faculty or staff member serving as a consultant to an outside agency or company requires the use of university facilities and or equipment for purposes of consultantship, such usage shall only be on occasional and brief basis and only with the permission of the department chair or campus dean. Okay, it says any activity conducted for the purpose of advertising, promoting, or selling any product or service, or encouraging membership in any group, association, or organization. Basically, it's saying you cannot solicit the students of the university. Okay, it also says that you're not allowed to use the campus electronic mail system by employees for the use of solicitation purposes. It is strictly prohibited, and you are subject to corrective action up to and including termination of employment if this is indeed the case. It's a nod to how desperate these people are, because like similar to the last video that I just made, these are people who will go to any length and they will abuse, they'll misuse platforms like such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of those things in order to sell. But they also will put themselves in a position of potentially being terminated in order to find people to recruit. It's insane, okay? Another thing that I just wanted to kind of echo, this is from the lawyer that did find these types of things in the faculty handbook, that I just wanted to kind of echo because this is a really good point. She says, to me personally, I think at the very least, it's an abuse of power for monetary gain. They said, the issue at the crux of this to me seems like it isn't the fact that the professor would immediately be profiting off the students that sign up at a financial loss to those students. For example, would the university allow professors to simply ask students to give them $100 just because? I doubt it. It's a really good point. Monat, people get paid every single Friday. So they're profiting right away, and the students not. They have to do a bunch of work. They have to recruit, 10,000 freaking people in order to make their money back. So it's something that's very, very, once again, just illustrates highly, highly, highly inappropriate. So let me give you guys my closing thoughts. It's bad enough that there are people who are so desperate to make money that they turn to exploiting postpartum, chemotherapy, infertility, making wild claims about income and hair growth and just things that are largely unsubstantiated. That's bad enough. But this professor has now turned to exploiting this power dynamic where it's this authority figure and this person who is so desperate for money or jobs or guidance or whatever it is, mentorship, that they would fall for something like this. That's what's really disgusting and disturbing about it. So I want, this to be obviously a cautionary tale as you go out into the world, or if you're looking for a job. This could be at any stage of your life. Whenever you're looking for a job, make sure that the company you're not applying for or, getting this opportunity from, or whoever is trying to recruit you to something, make sure that it's not an MLM. Because like I said before, and I've said a million times, you're almost certain to lose money in these types of situations, okay? It's already a bad situation, especially if you're a student. You have so much student loan debt, most likely, and you're looking to repay that. You have, 6 months until you have to start repaying it. So it's not fair, it's not right, and you just really, really need to be aware. Another thing that makes me sort of sad about this situation is just how little teachers are paid, because this is somebody who's teaching at the highest level you could possibly teach at, practically. She's turning to MLMs, and she fell for the scam too. And she's done things that she probably wouldn't have done and probably never imagined herself to do. Do you know what I'm saying? Well, anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video and you found it helpful, please leave a like. Don't forget to share this with your friends. You can share it with a recent college graduate. Whoever it is that you think would find this helpful. Share it with everybody else, and don't join a pyramid scheme, folks. Just don't do it. You're gonna lose money, so just don't do it. So anyway, guys, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.